Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. And I think today you would say I am dressed to chill. It's hot out again. So pulled out one of my coolest shirts and got some shorts on. And I wish I could put my hair up in a ponytail. But all of my ponytail holders seem to be missing. I think I have worn them to bed and they have fallen off and are hiding somewhere under the bed with the dust bunnies. So I need to have the dust bunnies surrender the ponytail holders so I can get back to having a messy bun again. Yep. So it's Wednesday. There should be a work in progress Wednesday video. The problem is there has been no progress on the works in progress. So you could just watch last week's video and see everything that I was working on. Yeah. I don't think I touched one of them because there were rabbit trails. There are rabbit trails of new designs and new patterns and scrap yarn and use this up and yeah. So that's where I've been, going down rabbit trails. Let's see, the first one that got to me, see behind me? I move things around in here so that on the shelves behind me, like I move the yarn from the third shelf down to the first shelf so that stuff that I've finished up, and there's some penguins over here, stuff that I finished up can be more in view. Okay. Was it Monday? I showed you the pocket dragon. And I said, I really wish I would have gone around the edges with the head color to sort of pull it all together. So that's what it looks like. Well, different eyes, but same pattern, same yarns, but this one, oh, I didn't put spikes down. This guy didn't get spikes. I think it does pull it together nicely. I broke my rule. I said before, I have a rule. Don't sew stuff after 10:30 at night. And I figured it's 11 o'clock, but it's just a few stitches to put this head on, and I put it on crooked. Like, okay, here, you go over there. You've got the center of all these, the granny square going down like this. And for some reason, I sewed him off to one side so that his head was like, way off. Finished that around 11:30 and stayed up past midnight trying to carefully undo all my stitches so I could sew it on the right way. Yes, I make rules for a reason, even if I do ignore them. And then I had shown you the axolotl. He has a little note on his belly, which you probably won't be able to read with the glare, that says, I love you. And then there's the word axolotl, but a lot is in red handwriting. And then it says a tiny axolotl is here to always remind you. This was version 1.0. And I said I wanted to bring the eyes down a little, maybe add another row to the body, and bring the arms up a little. So this is version 2.0. And yeah, I think I like it better. So I finished that early this morning, and I just got out the hot glue gun and got his sign on there. I have a list of like 6 different vegetables, animals, etc. that I want to do as emotional sport buddies. So, and then I figured I could have a page of the labels and have like 2 lines for each, but it's 30 per page, and it's 3 across, so there's 10 lines. So if I did 5 different animals and gave each one 2 lines, which would be 6 labels, yeah, that's the plan. But I've only got the potato and the axolotl right now. I need to work on the others. But I'm easily distracted. There were 2 yarns sitting on my craft cart. One of them was a very white, fuzzy yarn. I'll have to see if I still have a picture I could put over here of a very fuzzy bunny I made with the yarn. I've been cleaning out my Google pictures because at least once a week Google tells me that my drive is full, and if I don't start deleting stuff, I'm not going to get emails anymore, and I need to buy their storage. And it's like, no, I'll just delete things. I'll just delete pictures from stuff I made in 2016 and sold in 2018. I'll just delete some pictures. So I don't know if I'll have the picture, but boy, rabbit trails galore. So that fuzzy yarn was one thing in the scrap bin. The other I have whined about before. A thrift store purchase I made of like a 1-pound cone of purple yarn. And I looked inside the cone and it said it was acrylic. But I didn't check out the yarn weight. And it is like lace weight yarn. A 1-pound cone of lace weight yarn comes out to be a lot of yarn. And I'm still trying to use it up. I've made so many projects from it, combining it with other yarns. So I decided to combine that fuzzy white yarn and a double strand of the lace weight purple yarn. And I made the Splooting Triceratops from Allez Crochet. He's got a buddy here. Let's see, right here. Here we go again. Same pattern, different yarns. So I think I have like fuzz drifting off this guy. That's making my nose itch. Okay. I got about this far on him, and I ran out of the fuzzy white yarn. So I went through my eyelash yarns, and I did an eyelash yarn for the rest of it, but the eyelash yarn was a lot longer than the fuzzy yarn, so I was out there with my scissors, like, giving them a little trim job to try to get the fuzziness a little more even. And I think I could still trim down the tail a little bit more. But this was the most recent project to keep me away from my works in progress. And I don't even know if I'm going to touch any of my works in progress today, because I have a stack of new patterns that I just have to make. Yeah, I have to. I've got my bear in a box, the challenge from Cassandra at Craftably Ever After. That bear needs a dress, and she just hit publish on the dress pattern, well, the clothes pattern. There's an outfit for a boy bear and there's an outfit for a girl bear. And since this bear has a pretty flowered blanket, I am determining that it is a girl bear and it is going to get a dress. So I need to make a dress for that bear. And I think at last count I had 5 new patterns that I'm saying, I have to make this, I have to make this, up on my chair. So maybe I'll be able to pick up like one work in progress and put in a row or 2, but I want to work on new stuff, and I want to get my scrap yarn down a bit, and I want to make stuff from Lori's. Actually, when I made the blue, light blue axolotl for my yarn that I had up by my chair. I was like, oh, I need a different shade of blue for the gills. Lori's yarn to the rescue. Let's just pick a blue out of there and make the gills. So there we go, another Lori, partial Lori project. So what are we now? 10 days out to Street Fest. I have plenty of stuff. I keep thinking, oh, I should make a sign for this. Oh, I should make a sign for that. But I'm not writing down these things as they go along. So that's not good. Okay, one thing I forgot to say about this guy. When I redid this on version 1.0, I did back loop only at the bottom. And I just don't like the way that makes them look. I think that going without the back loop when you start the decreases looks a little better. So this one might sit a little better on a flat surface, but I just like the look of this one better. And it is better to look good than to sit good. Sorry. My apologies to Billy Crystal for the very poor imitation. So that is it. Only 11 minutes today because I just didn't get all that much done. I'm still moving stuff around in here and fiddling with getting stuff ready for the show. And I have a proofreading assignment from the Puzzle Magazine editor. And this is a tough one. It's puzzles that I don't like all that much. And each puzzle is taking about half an hour. And I have to do 3 per day. So that's taking away about an hour and a half of crafting time. But eventually I'll get paid for it. So it's just a slow week. And with the weather being as hot as it is, I think I move a little more slowly in said weather. Excuses. I guess I will head out to my chair now and work on another project. I will have to decide whether I am going to work on a design, make up another positive. Okay, that's what I should do. I should type up my notes and make another penguin and another axolotl from my notes, and then maybe work on the next critter or vegetable or fruit that I want to work on, so I can get that moving along towards completion. I'm retired. How come I keep running out of time? I guess I have to work on my time management a little bit more. I did make an extensive to-do list again this morning. I copied over items that I haven't finished yet, and I added some more stuff. Like there's somebody I need to email. Although on Monday, there were 2 people I needed to email, and neither one of them has responded to me. So it's like, okay, I did my part. I emailed and I asked my questions about their show, but if they're not going to get back to me, maybe they don't want me. So I'm going to go play with yarn. It's not quite time to work on dinner yet. It's only 3 o'clock, so I can get in an hour or 2 of projects before I have to make dinner. That would mean that I would need to come up with a plan for what I'm making for dinner. I haven't a clue. Yep. that's the kind of day it is. So, bye-bye.